Today we're going to delve deep into belief. So belief system, what is your belief? How do you operate how do you operate in it, from it? Where do you operate from? What is the root cause of basically how we believe, what we believe we deserve, what we believe we can ask? A lot of things. This all comes from an innate belief system. I'll tell you a little bit about mine first. So I grew up with this insane belief system because my father was a poster boy for this kind of belief, that if you have to believe big, like believe ridiculously big, and don't put limitations on what you think and believe. And luckily for me, there was no gender bias that boys could believe like this while I had not to believe like that. Rather, sometimes I fell into that gender bias. And I remember even asking my father, I shouldn't ask that big. Very recent, a little before he passed away, I asked him this, I shouldn't say this, right? I mean, it's too much for ask for a girl. And he just shook his head, his eyes were closed, and he was like, no, ask whatever you want. And this is something he always said. He always said, you're asking God, or you're asking the universe, which is like infinite possibilities with no limit. It's limitless. Even if you don't believe in God, I will speak from my belief system, and I do believe that there is a higher power and there is God. Doesn't matter who you believe in, but there is somebody who's running it all. There's no limit, he can give you all. Nothing is too much for him. Like my dad used to say, like, why are you deciding what you're asking is too much? So ask big, don't put a limit, don't think whether it's possible for you or not, don't think whether it will fit your reality or not, don't think how will it happen, what cannot happen, how will this, how will things fall into place. That's not your job. He used to be like, just ask. And when it comes to asking him, why not ask big? Like when you're asking the one who created it all, or the universe, there is some divine and superpower up there. Why ask small? Ask big. Why put limits? Who knows? Ask and you shall receive. So that is something we need to delve into today, and I want to share this perspective with you because this perspective kept me alive. In further podcasts later, I will share more, but I lost everything. I lost everything after my father died. My life changed in a moment, 360 degrees, and it spiraled. Furthermore, a lot of things happened. Lost a lot of money, lost people, betrayal, a lot of things. And in all of that, somewhere I lost myself also. And today I'm sitting here and I'm being able to say all this is because of that belief system. Because even though I lost myself, I lost my confidence, I lost my belief that good things were possible for me, or things could turn around for me. They have, to a certain extent. I am no longer in that bottomless pit that I was in, and I felt like my life was spiraling furthermore down. I'm no longer in that pit, but I'm not where I want to be either. But it's still good. It's still much better than where I used to be, and it's far from where I used to be. But in spite of that, this belief is what kept me going, I guess. And the fact that I can still believe that no, it's still possible for me, and all that was preparation. And when I look back at those harsh times like 2020, 2019 to 2024, 2019 end is when my father passed away. And after that, my life has only spiraled onwards. And then the pandemic hit, and a lot of things went wrong. So to put it short, how should you believe? First of all, how do you believe and ask for big things if you on the inside don't believe that you deserve big? So for that, you have to tell yourself you do. First of all, you have to understand that whatever limits, whether it's your own your own reality, the family you come from, the society, the economic strata that you belong to, or maybe even a gender situation, or the country you are born in. Whatever you think that are limiting you, those are your limits. But the fact that you can dream, you have that vision, you have that desire that you can be different, or you want a different reality for yourself, It's possible. I can assure you it's possible. And even if you're in the most darkest of places, because I've been there, you can pull yourself out of it one step at a time. That's a whole different podcast, but today we'll stick to belief. So believe big, people. My thing for you will be believe ridiculously big. You think asking for that house, asking for millions and billions of dollars, why even put billions? Yeah, why put a limit on that? You're asking God, right? So for him, billions is also like chump change. So I mean, that is God, billions and trillions and even more than that is chump change for God and the universe. So a little bit of chump change of yours would be nice. Might as well ask like that, right? That's what I believe. Aim big. We've got one life. That is the biggest truth, that we've got one life and a finite amount of time. Day to day, we all have responsibilities. Not everybody is born with a backup that you can go ahead and do whatever you want. Some of us are not even born with an emotional sound ground. I at least had that growing up, and then everything and all my security, my stability, I was living in a protective bubble that I didn't even realize. And when that was ripped away from me, and I was ripped out from inside of that and thrown to the world, like take, kill her, do whatever you want, and let's see if she survives. I did survive. I survived with my dignity and honor intact because God was protecting me, but also because money was going, I was losing money, but I didn't see it. I developed a certain relationship with it where I wanted, but at the same time it's like, it's like that push and pull, this thing, it was going, but it was not. If it's going, it's not mine. So in all of that, how do you believe when either you don't have confidence, or like me, you lose your confidence, you forget who you were, you don't think, and at the end of the day, whether it's something you don't have, or like me, when you lose it all, even yourself, it all boils down to you think you don't deserve it. So that is something, that's an internal work. You'll have to believe that you deserve it, and if you can't come around to start believing that you deserve it, just ask, give me as per your standard. That's what I say. Give me as per your standard, and not as much as I think I deserve, as much as you want to think I deserve, or you think I deserve. So that is something you can say to God or the universe. So you don't have to decide whether you deserve it or not, and you don't have to worry how will it happen, how will everything work out. This is not plausible for me. It's not for you to decide. You don't have to unpack the details at all. God, the universe, everybody, they will take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. You just ask ridiculously big things. You can't even afford a bicycle now, ask for a Lamborghini, ask for a Bugatti Veyron, ask for a Chiron, ask for a Pagani Herrera. Those are, okay, my love for cars is showing. But or you can ask for, if you're more in the classy like mine, Bentley Continental, you can ask for all that. But those are also small things. When it comes to thinking limitless, think about being in that position where you never have to worry about money. Think about being in that position where you are giving people, where you can uplift lives, where you can make a difference in other people's lives. If you are at that place, like I had been there, even before all of that happened to me, I come from a giving family, so we were taught to be givers and take happiness and pride, not pride in an arrogant way that I can help people, but that God kept you in that place. So aim for that. When you aim big, that is what your definition of big should be. That nothing is big for you. Everything is like no big deal. You want to get that? No big deal. You need to sponsor somebody's education, medicine bills, their marriage, no big deal. And you do it discreetly, anonymously. That's a whole different thing. But the thing is, you should be that big that nothing is big for you. How do you think that big? You have to be a little you really have to be that way, you have to have a strong connect with God. Like you're talking to your friend. I could not behave like this even with my father. I could not ask things from him. I never had to. I got it without asking. But still, I never had that entitlement towards my father's wealth or whatever he had. But with God, I can fight. I'm like, like what? Like, no, I want nothing, please. And then please. And then sometimes I also get mad at him. Like I have the audacity to fight and be mad at him. But that is the delusion that you need. That I'm asking him, he'll give. Why will he not give me? If you think some part of you doesn't deserve, ask him to make you deserving. Ask him to first give you that and make you capable of receiving it, keeping it once you receive it safely and multiply it. But then at the same time, now I'll go on a different tangent, but this is important to mention, so I'll mention it here. And this is something again we can discuss in detail. When God is making those changes, like my whole life was torn apart. My whole life fell apart and I kept on falling. You have to not resist that change. Even when all of that was happening, I did not see it as a preparation. I didn't have the wisdom at that time, but I still did not see it as a punishment because I knew my God loved me so much. Yeah, and that's another thing that I totally believe I'm one of his favorites. And if you saw my life as an audience, you would be like, are you nuts? If you were his favorites, would he do that to you? Would you go through all that? Like I said, you have to be a little. So, and my mother, if she was, listening to this, she would probably be like, little? Are you sure you're only little? Okay, we are digressing. But yes, you have to not resist when God, prepares you and makes you that person who can receive it. Then you shouldn't fight that change. You shouldn't fight to be in your old habits, or the people who are pulling you down can be family, friends, or the people who selfishly want to keep you at that level. Maybe they have an agenda. Maybe they don't want you to grow, because if you grow, then they'll feel the lack and they'll feel left behind. Or maybe they see the potential, but that's why they don't want you to grow, because then you'll grow and you'll be different, even more different from them. They can see it, and you'll find them in smiling, nice, sweet friends also. You'll find it in family. Sometimes they mean well. They understand that life is difficult and you're choosing a difficult path. Why just stick to a stable job? Just stick to something stable and secure. Why do you want to ruffle things up? But the thing is, if you want that 1% or 0.1% lifestyle, with all humbleness, you cannot be taking, advices from somebody who's not there. And secondly, you cannot be operating from a place of safety and fear at the same time. Yes, it will keep you safe. Fear will keep you safe. Our mind is built in such a way that its sole purpose is to keep us safe. So the whole safety, when these safety precautions and things that we see, safety measures, safety locks, everything is made from a place of fear. This can happen. To prevent this, we have to make something like this. So your mind operates in the same way. This could happen. You could fail. You could not get it. You could, end up losing this. You could end up not being stable. You could end up losing the already good, stable, secure environment that you have. So no, we can't allow. Your mind will say, we can't allow him or we can't allow her to do this. But in that moment, if you really want, and another thing very important, belief comes from yours. You have to lead with your heart. Your mind, however amazing it may be. Like I'm somebody who's told I'm not left or right brained. I use both sides equally depending on which side is needed. And I still lead with my heart. And I think that is one of my biggest strengths. People may see it as a weakness because people think being logical, analytical is a strength. That is only an aspect that serves a purpose. Like maths is good, maths is important, but you can't always solve solutions in a mathematical way. There are different ways for a solution. So you have to find that out. You have to lead with your heart, how to engage with your heart more, how not to listen to that fearful voice, those intrusive thoughts, and drown out all the intrusive thoughts that are coming from other people's fearful minds or agendas, and listen to that voice of intuition. When you connect with yourself strongly, you can connect with God. And when you connect with God, the more you believe in the higher power, whether it is God or anybody, and the more you believe in yourself, asking big will come naturally to you. I'm telling you. So on a parting note for today, I think this much is enough. What I would say is, believe big, believe ridiculously big. Let people think you're crazy. It's okay. You have to be a little crazy. Who wants to be like them, right? And don't worry about the details. We'll unpack them later. Actually, that's not your job. God or the universe will unpack it later. Just say, I want this. Make me, give it to me. Make me worthy of receiving it if you think I'm not worthy of it. And then don't fight it. Be ready. Make the changes. Do the actions that are needed. Yeah, that is what I'm going to leave you today with. Believe. Believe with all your heart. Believe with your soul from inside. Believe big. Believe ridiculously big. Be that zoned in person who wants it and who will not listen to others and who has a direct connection there. And even if people say there's a little less here or little gone, it's okay. Be a little gone, because you have far away places that they haven't been. So you have to be a little gone. Don't you think so? Bye.